Several minutes ago we got new episode that was very exciting and tense. In this video, we will analyze everything completely and tell you the details that you missed, so be sure to stay with me until the end of this video. Hello guys, I'm Master Toilet and welcome to this video. Before we continue the video, click the like button to support the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos. Let's go! At the beginning we see the Titan cameraman looking at the plunger cameraman. And again we face the camera offline message. After this, everything starts. We see next to the tablet that the scientist cameraman 1337 is written. Well, of course we are now in POV of the scientist cameraman we saw in episode 54, and well, I guessed in the previous videos that we would see him in this episode. We see that he is very angry about what happened to the plunger cameraman. We see three cameramen fighting these toilets. One of them is firing, the other is retreating, and the other is taking cover. But in the meantime, one of the mutated toilets fired 2 missiles at this car. And well, I said in the previous video that I hope he doesn't shoot this car, which is exactly what he did. Damn you! But fortunately, we see that the cameraman who took refuge was not harmed after shooting this toilet at this car. Our scientist cameraman fired his laser at this mutated toilet with his improved robot and new equipment. But sure enough, this mutated toilet was unharmed and just took shelter behind the building. After this, another mutated toilet jumped towards him. He is equipped with a jetpack and 2 saw hands, but our expert cameraman throws him back and destroys him. And well, we know he now has a fully powerful robot and hand because he wasn't like that at all in episode 54. But suddenly, after this incident, one of the other toilets shoots a missile at him, which he dodges well and shoots his laser at him. This guy is really fast, you know. But the work does not end here. Immediately after this, another one of them tries to destroy him with his saw. But immediately he uses the other hand of this robot and hit him on the head with the knife he had. But what is strange to me is that after this incident, this toilet does not lose even a little blood and we do not see any blood. And even after this incident, we even see that it rises from its place. And well, it looks like they're all robots. However, the scientist cameraman completely destroyed him. But again, another one of them tried to attack, which was unsuccessful. And now we see a great many of them arriving. How come there are so many? Anyway, after this we see the exact same mutant toilet that shot this car at the beginning. And of course, as I said in the episode's leak analysis video, Alliance members' weapons won't work on his shield, and well, that's what happened. We see that he has 2 protectors, one in his hand and one on his head. Also, blue light shines from him, which was very strange to me. He even has a sword-like weapon that is very dangerous. We also see him brutally cutting the 2 cameramen in half, even killing one of them with his foot. After this incident, he uses his shields and slowly approaches the scientist cameraman. With his first hit, he inflicts heavy damage on the robot's weapons and with the second hit on the control panel of this robot. But suddenly, after this, a blow comes from his right side, and because he did not use his shield, this blow finally affects him. We see him startled by what he saw, and I think he thought for a second that the Titan cameraman was coming. We see that the Spider cameraman is back after a long time with its upgrades. We see him equipped with 3 jetpacks of his own and 4 new very powerful weapons. We can also see that his legs have improved. He even now, as we'll see later, has the ability to fire a very powerful shot using his main camera, which is fantastic. Even I think we're going to see more of them in future episodes, and they may have more capabilities that we'll see in the future. After arriving, he used only his 2 weapons to deliver very strong blows to this mutated toilet and its shield. And this mutated toilet moved away from him so that he wouldn't get hit anymore. After this move, I personally think that his intelligence is more than the rest of the toilets that we have seen so far in this episode. After this mutant toilet retreats, another missile is fired at this spider cameraman. We see one of the tank toilets, which I think is the first time we've seen anything like that. And he was the one who shot the spider cameraman. If we pay close attention to him, he even has a cigarette, which is really interesting. He thinks he is the boss here, but the spider cameraman fired several shots at him. But it didn't work and the toilet shot a lot of missiles at him. My god, he didn't even take the slightest damage and used his other ability and fired a huge charged shot at this tank toilet. And now it seems to me that it is clear who is the boss here. This guy has become really powerful. After these events, the scientist cameraman moves forward. Meanwhile, one of the helicopter toilets that had just arrived was destroyed by the impact of the spider cameraman. He destroyed one of the toilets using a grenade in his hand and moved towards this mutated toilet for revenge. The scientist cameraman took his weapon of this mutated toilet to finish his job. But we see that this mutated toilet repeated the same motion as Plunger Man. But you are not him, bro. Meanwhile, a very loud sound was heard and we see that he is very happy. And we see G-Man toilet arriving here. And it destroys literally everything in its path. As soon as he arrived, we see that he sends a message with his face, and after that he used his lasers to destroy everything. And this blow also hit the scientist cameraman. But after this incident, the spider cameraman hits him, which of course had no effect. Immediately after this, he uses his powerful charged shot and fires at G-Man. Here we see a new ability from G-Man Toilet. Now we know that he has a powerful shield that protects him from powerful blows. But this shield looks very familiar to me. It's exactly like the one that the Titan cameraman used in episode 65. And maybe again this could be a hint of treachery among the Alliance members. What is your theory on this matter? But as for G-Man, I think he still has other capabilities that we haven't seen yet. After he neutralized the spider cameraman's shot, he fired his lasers at him. And what happened was really sad. Meanwhile, the scientist cameraman robot started to destroy, but luckily he was able to get out of it in time. Meanwhile, we see that the other members who escaped the base with G-Man arrive. But what is strange is that we see 2 containers in this scene when there was only one in the previous episode, and it seems that other members have been added along the way. In this scene, there is also the scientist toilet that we saw in episode 68, and of course, the sound of Michael Jackson's toilet was also heard, which is with them. After this we see G-Man lowering the lasers on the side of his head. We see one of the engineer's toilets talking to G-Man, and I think he relayed the news to G-Man. While this engineer toilet was leaving, suddenly this Astro toilet, which was following them from the previous episode, arrived here. He crumpled this engineer's toilet in a very wonderful way and threw it at G-Man. And we can see G-Man anger from this, and it shows that he is not afraid of Astro toilets at all. And well, maybe he knows the weakness of Astro toilets, which we'll talk about in the next video. But this Astro toilet says something very strange. You know the punishment for treason, Commander. No one escapes from justice. Of course, as I've said in my previous videos, Astro toilets have a bigger problem than we think with regular toilets. And well, this issue of betrayal goes back to much earlier episodes and is nothing new, and it certainly has something to do with this conversation we saw in the toilet base between the scientist toilet and the Astro toilets. Surely there was an agreement between them that the normal toilets acted against, and now the Astro toilets came for revenge. It also seems that the first goal of Astro toilets is to destroy ordinary toilets. And first they want to destroy ordinary toilets and then go to war with the Alliance members. Because, as we saw, he dodged the battle with the Titans in episode 70. After these events, G-Man prepared all his lasers at the highest power. Of course, we should not forget that this Astro toilet prepared his own hands to fight, and put it in exactly the same state that can hold the energy of lasers. We can also see that he has his eyes ready to fire lasers. And most likely he can also shoot lasers from his eyes like this UFO toilet. And this is where episode 72 part 1 ends. Part 2 is sure to be great too, and I have some great predictions for part 2 that I'll tell you in the next video. Do you think G-Man will win or this Astro toilet? If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. See you in the next video, Master Toilet.